President Joe Biden didn't speak publicly to the press about the deadliest fires in modern American history for 5 straight days. Why was that? Well, because he was afraid the press was going to ask him about Hunter. And he should be afraid, because every answer he ever gives immediately collapses. He never talked to his son about business. His family never took money from China. He never met Hunter's business partners. All lies. And the new lie from the Biden White House is this.
I've been asked this question a million times. The answer is not going to change. The answer remains the same. The president was never in business with his son. I just don't have anything else to add.
Smile, but in your eyes, your sorrow shows.
All right, well, let's examine this. What does it mean to be in business with someone? Well, the dictionary says being in business with someone means you're both engaged in the same business activities or pursuits. People who are in business together have the same goals, operate in conjunction with each other to achieve those goals, and share in the revenue. People in business together talk to the same clients, sometimes over the phone, sometimes at business dinners.
A few minutes later,
they also communicate with each other about how they're going to engage in the business, and oftentimes they travel together in order to pursue business opportunities. Now, we already know that the Bidens shared the same business interests: a fired prosecutor, greased regulatory approvals, letters of recommendation to Ivy League colleges. We also already knew about commingling of funds, shared credit cards, and household expenses. But what primetime has now learned is that Vice President Joe Biden flew his son Hunter on Air Force Two more than just to China. After digging through hours and hours of raw footage from Joe Biden's time as VP, primetime can confirm that Hunter Biden flew overseas with his dad at least 8 times. These are trips we didn't know about because Hunter didn't walk down the tarmac next to his father. He avoided being caught on camera. It looks like Hunter snuck out of the jet through the back staircase, the ones put out for the press. And this means the press knew Joe Biden was flying his son overseas and hiding it, and they didn't report it. Most of the time, Hunter Biden would already be in the limo by the time Joe Biden got off the plane.
8 semesters later,
Hunter did his best to slink into the back seat. None of this footage has been altered in any way. It's indisputable evidence that Hunter Biden was using Air Force Two as business travel. Taxpayers funded Hunter's business travel so the Biden family can sneak around the world and get rich. Back in February of 2013, Vice President Biden went to Berlin, Germany. There's Jill with him. Oh, wait, who's that? Oh, that's Hunter. There he is getting in the limo. What was Hunter Biden doing in Germany? Well, Joe was there for the Munich Security Conference. That's the same security conference that took the lead role in the Ukraine war. And at this conference, China was a major issue. Ironically, it was those 2 countries that ended up paying Hunter Biden. Just months later, Vice President Joe Biden invited his son Hunter back onto Air Force Two for a trip to Asia. First stop, Japan. No sign of Hunter on the tarmac, but somehow there he is in the back of the limo. What's he doing in Japan? We don't know. And the next day, Air Force Two took Joe and Hunter to China. The infamous trip where Joe Biden shook hands with Hunter's Chinese client in the lobby of a Beijing hotel. After that handshake, a $25 million deal materialized between China and the Biden clan. And it doesn't stop there. There's Hunter again. This time in the back of a limo in South Korea the day after his China trip. And there's no footage of him getting off the plane, but somehow there he is in the vice president's motorcade. And it didn't take long before Hunter ventured off on his own, using Air Force Two as a connecting leg to the Philippines. And once again, his business partner, Vice President Joe Biden, advertised to Asia that Hunter was ready to do business.
And as I speak, my son has just boarded, my grown son has just boarded a plane, an aircraft. He's heading to the Philippines. His name is Hunter Biden. He's chairman of the World Food Program, USA. And he's going there, out in the field, like so many of you
I am the one who knocks.
did.
The Biden family used the World Food Program as a humanitarian cover story. After flying all over Asia on our dime, Hunter hopped back on his business partner's jet, Air Force Two, to hit Italy in 2016. There he is shaking hands with the Italian Prime Minister. It's funny, Hunter had just been to Italy on a family vacation with his father. There they are. And a year before that, in 2014, Hunter met the owner of Burisma in Italy. So Primetime's wondering, was Hunter hitching rides on Air Force Two to meet with the Burisma owner? Strong possibility. Hunter even emailed about it. Of course he did, because he's brazenly entitled. Back in 2010, when Vice President Biden went to Madrid, Spain, Hunter emailed a Serbian client saying this: how about we go over around May 10th, JRB, Joseph Robinette Biden, will be in Madrid and I can catch a ride with him and fly over to Serbia and back with you. Then in 2016, Hunter emailed his Mexican business partner from Air Force Two, let me repeat, from Air Force Two, saying this: we are arriving late tonight on Air Force Two to Mexico City. I'm attending meeting with President N, Mexican president, with Dad. Wow! This is the same business partner Hunter later ended up bringing to the White House. Carlos Slim, the richest man in Mexico, the billionaire with a massive stake in the New York Times. And why is Joe Biden bringing Hunter Biden to meetings with the Mexican president? Looks to me that these two guys were in business together. If a guy who runs a jet company lets me fly his jet around the world to meet clients for free and we all share the money, we're in business together. And we know that the Bidens were trying to hide their business from us. Just as Ukraine started paying Hunter Biden tried to drop his Secret Service protection. Why would the son of the vice president, traveling to foreign nations, refuse Secret Service protection with years left on his father's term? Joe Biden must have been made aware that his son was marching through foreign lands without agents protecting him. The Bidens knew what they were doing was wrong. We requested the flight manifests from 8 years of Air Force Two, and the Biden White House is refusing to hand them over. So when you're using burner phones, 17 shell companies, and dodging taxes, you're kind of announcing you're committing crimes. As we've reported, Joe Biden was also using an alias. Not just one, Joe Biden had at least three.
Joe Biden used at least 3 pseudonyms or fake names in emails that he was receiving from people within the federal government, people that worked for him. He was receiving emails pertaining to Ukraine. His son Hunter was copied on them, which we've always heard that the White House has said that Hunter Biden wasn't an employee of the government. He wasn't any part of the government.
Robert Peters, Robin Ware, JRB Ware. Interesting. Why would a sitting vice president have 3 aliases? And we're not talking about Secret Service code names. And why is Hunter being CC'd on his father's alias email accounts? Well, because Vice President Joe Biden was emailing his official foreign travel schedule, schedules of Biden's calls with the president of Ukraine, to Hunter while Hunter sat on the dirty Ukrainian company's board. This is something business partners do, and they may still be doing it. Hunter got upgraded. Now he's flying Air Force One. Just got back from Ireland. He flew to Lake Tahoe with the president. He spent countless weekends at Camp David in Rehoboth Beach. He's been living at the White House, a 53-year-old man living with his father. The cat and mouse game's got to stop. The White House continues to exploit the cozy and corrupt relationship it has with the American media, as they both conspire to hide evidence from us. Hunter Biden's defense attorney insists Joe Biden was still just talking about the weather with Hunter's business partners, and that Hunter was really a job creator.
I don't think it's unusual, whether it's at a family gathering or perhaps when Hunter was at a business meeting, that would happen. And if there was any conversation, as is Mr. Archer's point, it was like chit-chat friendly, like, how's the weather?
What's the $7 million over, and how many countries did it come from?
Well, okay, so first of all, it's much more complicated than to say it comes from countries. There are joint ventures between American entities and, in one or two occasions, a potential foreign entity to create the possibility of jobs and energy in the United States.